Hi, I'm Andrea and welcome to Productive C Sharp. In this video, I want to talk about indexes in C Sharp 8. Here I have a console application that create a string text and an array of numbers and try to print the last character of the string and the second to last number from the array. If I run this program, in fact, you can see that 9 is printed, that is the last character, and 40, that is the last to second element is printed. In order to do that, what we do is to simply access to the property length of the string and the array to get the length of the array, and then subtract the index that we want to actually access. And this allows us to get a final index on the array or the string to extract the actual character or number. This is basically what we did traditionally until now. With C Sharp 8, now you can do this in a very easy way using the @ operator. Actually, it's called the index operator, using the @ symbol. And you can do just @1 or @2, for example, to access the last element or the second to last element. And that's pretty much exactly the same. If I run this code, it compiles using the C Sharp 8 compiler and still works. But what happened under the covers is very important. What happens is basically that the compiler translates this code into the instantiation of an index struct that takes the number that you provided and from end boolean set it to true. So, and this is effectively what happened under the covers. And this code still compile because that's basically what the compiler does under the covers for you. It's creating an instance of this index class. And as you can see, this index class allows you to represent an index starting from the end of the collection or from the beginning if you put false here. In that case, it's probably it makes sense to actually use an integer instead of an index struct. And that's basically what you can do. Another important thing is that if you want, you can do you can use a variable in order to access that. You don't need to do this using using a constant. You can actually do index operator and then pass a variable, and that's basically achieve the same things. So here I could do that, or I could do like n+1 here, and I achieve the same result. Okay. Then, so this syntax is supported for strings, for arrays, for span of t, but unfortunately it's not working yet for list, for example. Let's convert this array of numbers into a list, and then if you wait for a second, you're gonna get that, oh, I can convert system index to an int. And the reason why this is not supported is because now list doesn't have an indexer that takes an index as parameter defined. So Microsoft didn't add this support yet on the collections, but I hope Microsoft will do that. And here you have a very small example of a class that inherits from list and add this support, just as an example of how you can actually add support for indexes in your own types. And the way is very simple. You create an indexer that takes an index as parameter, and then you basically look at the from end property. If it's true, it means that you need to start from the end, and here I basically do the same operation I was doing before, count minus the value. Otherwise, I use simply the value to index the collection. And here I'm using base in order to access the indexer of the list. So I do not recommend you to do that, to inherit from lists like that. This is just an example for you to give you an idea of how you can actually add the support for indexes in your own types if you need it. And I really hope Microsoft is going to add support for list in the future in .NET Core 3. And this is pretty much it. So it's a very small feature that gives you a very simple way and compact way to access elements from the end of a collection or of a string. And it's very, very handy. And this feature comes together with the ranges that I will cover in a future video. And that basically allows you to, given two indexes, extract a sub-collection from a collection. Allows you to basically create a slice of a collection in a very nice way. So I'm going to cover that in a separate video. There's only one thing I want to mention that is very important that might not be immediately obvious. Like here, I use @1 in order to access the last element instead of @0. You know, you use 0, you want to start if you want to get the first element of a collection. From the beginning, but you use index operator @1 in order to access the last element. So pay attention that the last element start from 1 instead of from 0. And the main reason why Microsoft did it is because when you use the indexes in ranges, the ranges are always exclusive. So the upper hand of the range will not count. And that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for watching.